Everybody loves money. Most people work a job their entire lives just to earn money. And some people even work long hours in a job that they hate to earn money. Yet many people refuse to do this one simple thing that requires so little effort and yet can bring you so much money. And that is investing. My name is Sean and this is my first ever YouTube video. Today I'll be talking about how investing is possibly the best decision you can make in your life and why starting early will go a long way for your investing journey. Have you ever heard the phrase, time in the market is better than timing the market? Many people think that investing is about picking the right stocks at the right time. But the secret is actually time. Today, let's talk about why time is your biggest advantage in building wealth, how compounding works its magic, and why investing is not as risky as some people think. Let's imagine a scenario. We have two people, Alice and Ben. Alice starts investing at the age of 25 years old, investing $500 a month until the age of 55, while Ben waits until 35 to start, just 10 years later, and invests the same amount, also putting in $500 a month. When they both turn 55, the total amount invested by Alice and Ben over the years is $180,000 and $120,000 respectively. Ben's total returns at 55 will be a very respectable $275,000. However, Alice's money would have grown to a whopping $680,000, more than double of what Ben has, and just because she started 10 years earlier. And that's the power of compounding. Your money grows and your returns themselves start earning returns. It's like a snowball rolling down the hill. Okay, you might be thinking, Alice invested so much money more than Ben. Of course she would end up with more money, right? Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's a valid argument. So let's take a look at another scenario. This time, Ben invests $1,000 a month, double of Alice, but he still starts at 35, while Alice keeps the same strategy as before. Now, at 55, the total amount invested by Alice is still $180,000, but it is $240,000 for Ben. So, much more invested by Ben now. But Ben's total amount of money is still only $550,000, which is $100,000 less than Alice. This clearly emphasizes how time is actually the most important factor and not the amount of money that you have. And this is also how you can beat out wealthier people by starting early and starting now. Another reason why people don't invest is the fear of losing money. I'm sure many of you have had your friends tell you that investing is risky. You can lose a lot of money investing. And yes, if you invest in a single company or try to time the market, it can be very risky. But if you take a long-term diversified approach, such as investing in the S&P 500, which represents the top 500 US companies, history has shown that it's actually one of the safest ways to invest your money over decades. Here's some perspective. In 1 year, the S&P 500 can either go up or it can go down. But in 20 years, it has never produced a negative return despite all the crashes and all the recessions. These are the yearly returns of the S&P 500 index over the past 30 years. In any 1 year period, the S&P 500 can go up or down. So we shouldn't be investing for only 1 year. We should aim to invest for the long term, think 20 to 30 years. Let's imagine this is you, and you are the most unlucky investor in the world. And you invest $10,000 in the year 2000, right at the start of the dot-com crash. The year 2000, 2001, and 2002 were all horrible for the stock market, and your investment loses a significant portion of its value. But you're in for the long term. You hold on to your investment, and the subsequent years look much better, and you start to see some returns. But remember, you are the most unlucky investor in the world. The 2008 global financial crisis happens, and you take a massive 37% hit to your portfolio. Ouch, that's painful, man. But you still hold on, because we are investing at a 20 to 30 year time frame. About 20 years after your investment, in the year 2020, your $10,000 would have grown to about $38,000, and you didn't even have to put any extra money in. For comparison, if you kept your money in your CPF or a high-yield savings account returning about 2.5% per annum, you would only have $17,000, less than half of what you would have if you invested in the S&P 500. And this is considering the most unlucky investor. So the point is, you definitely should not be fearful of investing if you are buying into a diversified fund like the S&P 500 and you are holding it for the long term. Lastly, a lot of people delay investing. They say that they have to learn more first or that they are waiting for the right time. But here's the truth. There is no right time. You don't have to know everything. You just have to start, even if it's just a small amount. Investing is more about emotions and discipline rather than having the perfect strategy or being an expert or having the most amount of money. That is why starting is actually the best way to learn, as you learn to control your emotions in times of market volatility. In fact, starting with a small amount when you're young allows you to develop good habits, and this helps you to maximize your profits when you're older and have more money. So to sum up, start early, be consistent, and invest for the long term to let time and compounding do the work for you. Investing is not about getting rich overnight. It is about getting rich eventually by letting your money work for you. And remember this, the best time to invest was yesterday, but the second best time is today. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, stay tuned for my next video where I show you how to use a brokerage account to make your first investment. Subscribe and like so that you don't miss the next video. Thank you.